Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's Megan with the Sandals Insider, and today I wanted to hop on because, as you know, on Wednesday, a new group of 7 rooms at Sandals and Beaches go on sale for an additional 7% off. So this week I wanted to talk about the over-the-water bungalows at Sandals South Coast. Now, if you have listened to any of my other videos, you know that I really love Sandals South Coast for a whole bunch of reasons. But these over the water bungalows are some of the premier rooms across the entire Sandals brand. So when they go on sale, it's definitely a great time to look and see if there is a vacation that you want to plan, a honeymoon, something special. They book up super fast. So you want to look, even if you're looking 2 years out, definitely look to snatch up these rooms when they're on sale. So the over-the-water bungalows are at a select few Sandals properties, but this week only the ones at Sandals South Coast are on sale. And just as a brief refresher about this resort, this is one of the resorts in Jamaica. It is on the southwest side of the island, so it's about an hour and 15 minutes from Montego Bay. That's, of course, depending on traffic, but that is about how long it took my husband and I the last time that we went down there. And it was a very scenic drive through the mountains. We actually enjoyed it even more than when you go to Negril or Ocho Rios. We really enjoyed the drive to Sandals South Coast. So you get over to the south side of the island, and one thing I love about this property is how private it is. So on one side, it's going to be an extended nature preserve area with no resorts, no houses. It's just pure trees and nature and beautiful sand and very private. And then on the other side of the property is a hillside, and there are some homes and stuff up there, but there are no other big resorts around this entire property. And so when you go, you really get a different feel than when you go to some of the more other touristy areas like Negril, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay. So if you are looking at the over the water bungalows, these are going to be on the side of the resort that is closest to the nature preserve. So they're going to be one of the most private places on the whole resort. There's beach that extends a little bit past where the over the water bungalows are. And when we were there, at least the last time, there was hardly anybody even over there. So if you're definitely somebody who likes to go and spend some time alone, relaxing, quiet time reading. It's a really great spot over on that west side of the beach. This beach is really long at Sandals South Coast. It's a big property, so there's plenty of room to spread out. You don't feel like you're on top of each other all the time. So when you book one of these rooms, the luxury starts right away at the airport. If you've been to Jamaica before, you probably know that they have a thing called Club Mo, which is the fast track through immigration. They meet you right at the plane, they help you get through immigration and get you to the resort quite faster because they help you through customs, especially when there's a long line. So this is included when you book one of these over the water bungalows, which is great. So that saves you money right there. And then you get a luxury private transport to the resort. So instead of jumping on a van with a couple other people. You get your own private transportation to the resort, and you're going to go straight to where those bungalows are. You're going to have your own check-in right in your bungalow. So it's, if you can imagine, it's a really long pier. These are the pictures that you see in all the big shots for Sandals. These are the picture perfect properties right over the water. Big long pier, and then there is a handful of these bungalows that are in a heart shape, which you don't really notice that they're a heart shape when you're there. It's just the aerial shots that show you that it's kind of in a heart shape, but they're in a circle. And I'm going to be showing some photos while I'm talking, and it's going to show you photos that are not photos that you can find on the website. So you can see a little bit beyond what you see when you go and click through on sandals.com. But you walk out of the pier and you get your own private bungalow. It's fantastic. uh, king bed with all of the luxury bedding that you can expect, your own private indoor nook for eating. I'm going to put pictures of the bathroom because it's really fantastic. It's got dual sinks. I think the whole thing is very calming. There's a rain shower in there. And then at the foot of your bed, there is a glass floor area that you can see into the water. And at Sandals South Coast, because you're right by that nature preserve, there is a lot of aquatic wildlife there because it's protected. So you might see starfish, you might see stingrays, of course, any of the other tropical fish. Swimming around underneath your bungalow, which makes it super special. I think a lot of people really love this feature. And of course, you can go out onto your back patio, which is it's huge. You have a tub out there with a privacy wall, so you never feel like you're really looking at your neighbors when you're on your patio. There's also a little patio set that you can eat at, and then you can go down the stairs. There's loungers, and then everybody has their own round floaty of sorts. You can see them in the pictures that you can swim out to. Now, if you go out onto the floaty, you are going to be able to see other people next to you in the bungalows that are on their floaties, just because, I mean, there's no walls out in the water. But when you're back on your patio, it is pretty private, especially up closer to the bungalow. And then you also have butler service, of course, with these villas because these are the luxury rooms. So 24-hour a day custom room service menu. You can eat if you don't want to walk to one of the restaurants, you can just eat in your villa. You can eat out on your back patio. And then the butler is available to bring you anything that you need. They can set up beach chairs for you. They can reserve spots at the pool, pack you a cooler, bring you lunch. Really a luxury service to have a butler available to you while you are staying in these villas. And it can be quite nice because, as I mentioned, the resort is quite large. So if you're getting ready for dinner and let's say you want to go way to the other side of the property, I've even seen some golf carts become available for these guests that they can zip them right to the other side of the resort and not have to walk the whole way if that's something that makes it easier for you and your significant other. But these villas are absolutely amazing. They're, of course, a splurge. That's why the 777 deals are so great. If you can book when they have a 777 deal up, there are always going to be blackout dates. And like I said, these villas book up really far in advance. So if you are thinking that you want to book one, you definitely want to look at dates. I'm always happy to pull dates for my clients, look at options. These villas require a higher deposit than the normal rooms do. So you're looking at a $1,000 deposit as opposed to the $400 deposit. Um, what some people do also is if they're really wanting to stay in one of these villas and maybe can't swing it for the whole time that they're there. Let's say you have a 6 or 7 night trip and you want to be in the villa. Let's try to get you in the villa for your last 3 nights. You know, you can stay in one of the other less expensive rooms for the first couple nights, and then those last few nights that you're there, let's get you out in the villa. That way you can enjoy these amenities and you can close out your vacation in really the lap of luxury out there. So please reach out. Let me know if you have any interest in these. I've also mentioned in my past videos how my services are completely free. I'm happy to help you find dates. If you book one of these villas and it's not on 777, I watch every week the rate changes and sale prices. And so if you have a deposit down and your villa goes on sale, I always call in and make that adjustment for you to bring the rate down. So let me be of service to you. Let me help you get to this fabulous resort in these wonderful villas and give you a vacation that you will never forget. Thanks for watching. Bye.